MANICANI Island in Giwan, Eastern Samar. It is 3 hours from Tacloban City and an additional 30 to 40 minutes away by pump boat. It is the site of an abundant nickel deposit, and Hinatuan Mining Corporation has the authority over it. In the early 1900s, MANICANI was first eyed to be a possible source of iron ore. It was Mitsubishi Company of Japan which first carried out an extensive geological exploration and investigation from 1938 to 1941. In 1954, the property was acquired from individual claim owners through a deed of sale by Palawan Ventures. 40 years later, Hinatuan Mining bought Palawan Ventures' rights on the mining claims as manifested by the contract of sale dated January 3, 1991. Hinatuan Mining Corporation and the Government of the Philippines entered into a Mineral Production Sharing Agreement or MPSA dated 13th of August 1992, which allows HMC to explore, develop, and mine nickel within the contract area covering 1,165 hectares. However, of the island's 1,165 hectares, only 33.2 hectares or 2.85% of the total land area is to be mined. The MPSA is denominated as MPSA-92-0120-8. HMC is now a fully owned subsidiary of Nickel Asia Corporation.
Mula sa itaas, tanaw ang pinsala sa isla ng MANICANI na isa sa mga unang lugar na unang tinamaan ng bagyong Yolanda.
On the early morning of November 8, 2013, Typhoon Yolanda, or internationally known as Haiyan, smashed through MANICANI Island on its way to Tacloban, leaving the residents homeless with no food nor potable water. Immediately after Yolanda, Hinatuan Mining Corporation swung into action, pledging to build every single home for each family on MANICANI, regardless of their stance towards mining. The Pabahay project alone, covering 500 transitional homes, cost Hinatuan Mining 55 million pesos, despite the fact that it is not yet operating on the island. And this was just the beginning. In 2013, HMC spent an additional 11 million pesos for its Yolanda Rehabilitation Program, covering relief operations, road clearing, sharing of Noche Buena packages, and distribution of 5 pump boats for each of the 4 barangays on the island. The rehabilitation programs continued in 2014 and 2015, with the company spending 39 million and 50 million pesos respectively. The Yolanda Rehabilitation Program, launched by HMC, resulted in the following: the rebuilding of more than 500 transitional houses, the construction of 3 covered courts, the installation of a potable water system throughout the island, and provision of scholarship and salaries and wages. In the area of education, HMC has a scholarship program benefiting 7 students who have already graduated from college and another 40 students who are presently studying at the Eastern Samar State University in Salcedo and in Giwan. It also covers the provision of computers to MANICANI schools, the provision of uniforms, cost for school repairs, and the institution of an alternative learning system. HMC also provides a school jeep that ferries students from their houses to schools and vice versa. In the area of health and sanitation, the company provides free checkup, medicine, and minor surgery for older residents irrespective to their stand on mining in MANICANI. PhilHealth registration assistance has benefited more than 100 MANICANians. For infrastructure, covered basketball courts have been in 3 barangays and the last will be built in the next 100 days. 10 barangays of Giwan Town on the mainland have new barangay halls from HMC. Buena Vista has a multi-purpose hall, while water systems, road repairs, and other infra support is provided to the island communities. In the area of livelihood, the MANICANI Bakery is managed by the MANICANI Women's Fisher Folk Association. More importantly, HMC provides around 6 million in salaries and wages to almost 500 locals employed every month during the stockpile loading period. There is also an island sari-sari store that sells commodities at prices cheaper than on the mainland. And each family gets a sack of rice every month while stockpile loading is ongoing. For the youth, a post-Yolanda stress debriefing program was launched. Every summer, a youth camp is conducted, and in sports and recreation, an island-wide basketball competition with prizes amounting to millions, including the grand prize of a covered court, has been organized. Players from the PBA have conducted basketball clinics, and participating barangays get provisions of sports equipment like electronic scoreboards, balls, and of course, team uniforms. For the environment, HMC was able to plant 14,326 assorted seedlings as part of the National Greening Program in different areas covering 13.5 hectares, including mangroves and communal farms. In partnership with the local community, HMC has conducted coastal cleanup to remove trash from the beaches and waterways. More than 500 kilos of trash was collected during the most recent activity. By practicing responsible mining, HMC's program for systematic rehabilitation of stockpile areas has accomplished the following: planted 2,843 assorted seedlings and 4,000 slips of vetiver grass as hedgerows, and the benching and planting of carabao grass and Brazilian peanut as cover crop. HMC maintains and manages the settling ponds, installed silk fences, and observes slope stabilization. Also in place are quarterly water sampling to monitor 4 marine sites, 2 groundwater, and 1 EPO well, and annual air quality monitoring are also conducted. Water trucks are used to minimize dust along road networks. Salaries and wages. In fulfilling its commitment to the local community for continuous employment, regardless of its operational status, the company has hired from 300 to 500 employees since 2013. The total salaries and wages paid to locals during those durations were as follows: 6.4 million pesos in 2013, 16.5 million pesos in 2014, and 20.3 million pesos in 2015. For the current year, since the loading operation started, a total of 22.7 million pesos has been paid to locals for the 4-month period from May to August. Of course, this also means increased income for the government, both local and national, through the legal payments and taxes paid. Excise tax payments have increased due to the ore stockpile disposal activity. From an average of 2 million in the previous years, excise tax paid to the government ballooned to 3.6 million pesos to date. Very clearly, if the loading and disposal activity will be sustained, it will provide MANICANI Island as well as Giwan Municipality with the income needed to lay the foundation for a sustained improvement in the way of life of everyone involved.